time.
Yes, it's time.
Should I keep the accent?
Do you need like a top hat and a watch?
Where is the top? Where is the top hat? I have
I'm late. I think we have a top hat here somewhere.
We do. I think we have two of them, and they're on top of the shelves in the tile drawer.
I thought it was one, but neither of them fit me, so that's great. They probably don't fit you either.
No, they're very, very much too small for my head. Very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, we're beginning the video off topic. How are you all doing tonight? Pardon the accent.
Hello. Welcome to Words Have Power Murder Hour. Goofus.
This is your host, Shelly.
Hi.
I am the editor and part-time co-host, Marcus.
God, the camera light is so bright. Maybe that's, yes, a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah. Is her
got a YouTube notification that we're live?
Oh, right now. Is her Kindle too loud?
Yes.
You want to go turn it down a little bit? Okay, so today we are talking about stalkers, and I'm going to be answering some questions. I had an email from someone who is currently dealing with a stalker, and they wish to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to shout them out or anything, and I'm going to embed their questions in with other questions. So, because they don't want to, anyone to be able to figure out that they emailed me. So in an effort to keep them anonymous, there's so much stuff in it. I actually need that. Wait.
I swear, I cleaned off the desk a couple hours ago.
I can't help it.
I had a bad dream where OCD is triggered.
Yes. Yes, that is what happened. Yes. That is it exactly. Okay. Alrighty. So if you're in the chat and you have any questions about stalking, you can feel free to ask away. I will answer any questions I can. Understand that if I don't, if I haven't reviewed the material of what you're dealing with, I may not be able to answer specifically, if that makes sense. Like,
which email did they hit? Personal or?
I don't want to say, like, how they contacted me.
No, did they hit our?
I don't want to say how they contacted us. I'm not going to show you the email or the message or the DM or the private message. It's not, Marcus, it's nothing personal. It's just a person who's very scared. You can come over here.
No, because I can still see the screen where the email is going to be.
No, I'm not pulling the email up. I'm not.
I don't know what's going on.
All right, so did I spell that wrong? I don't know. Let's see. All right, so I just did a Google search for stalker awareness. Let's see, it says, what is the most common type of stalking? Let's see what this says. Simple obsessional. This is the most common type of stalker. The stalker is usually a male. And the focus of the stalking is an ex-wife, ex-lover, or former boss. In intimate relationships, the stalking frequently starts before the breakup. It can also be someone you dated once or twice, or someone that wanted to date you and you said no. Or it can be someone who is just interested in you and they don't ask you on a date. They just, so yeah, that happens a lot. A lot. And it's also very dangerous, especially if it's an ex-significant other and you're trying to lead that relationship. That is the most dangerous time. Like, from what I've seen, I would say from the point of leaving up to that first year, and it can go actually longer than that. It can be like 5 years. And that's a very dangerous type of stalking for every aspect of the victim's life. So work, everything. What type of stalker is the most dangerous? Stalking by an intimate partner is the most dangerous type of stalking. Intimate partner stalkers have considerable leverage over their victims because they know so much personal information about the victim. These stalkers also tend to be more insulting, interfering, and threatening than non-intimate partner stalkers. I can see that to a degree. I mean, the word just left my head. There's another type of stalker that can be really, really interfering and damaging. And it just left my head.
You know more about it than I do.
I know. Shoot. I'll think of it. What is the point of stalking? This is a good question. According to a 2012 study published in the journal Aggression and Violent Behavior, motivations for stalking include a delusional belief in romantic destiny, a desire to reclaim a prior relationship, a sadistic urge to torment the victim, or a psychotic over-identification with the victim and the desire to replace him. Yeah. Yep. And those are all scary. When you have a word on the edge, like the tip of your tongue, it's right there. And it's a thing that you know that you know. Like, you've written papers on this and you can't remember that damn word. Damn, that's irritating. Okay, what is an example of stalking? Stalking is repeated contact that makes you feel afraid or harassed. Someone may stalk you by following you or calling you often, or texting often, or sending private messages often, emails, calling and leaving messages at your workplace. Stalkers may also use technology, right, to stalk you by sending unwanted emails or social media messages. About 1 in 6 women has experienced stalking in her lifetime. And that number might be higher than that because a lot of people either don't come forward or their case isn't taken seriously by law enforcement. Hand me a paper towel, babe, please. I know it's a hard space for you to do that. Sorry. So that number might actually be higher. Another question. Why would a girl stalk you? Do they mean girl or woman? Like a woman? Words have power. Conclusions. Female and male stalkers vary according to the motivation for their pursuit and their choice of victim. A victim stalker typically seeks to attain a close intimacy with her victim, who usually is someone previously known and frequently a person cast in the professional role of helper. See,
you misread that first one.
What?
You said a victim stalker, a female stalker is what it reads.
Oh, a female. Okay. But then you also have like delusional stalkers. And with those, they may hear the Archangel Michael telling them to go find that person because they're supposed to get married and have babies and make music. Which is a form of mental illness. That's, that is sad all the way around. How many stalkers are there? I don't think you can ever really answer that question, because some people start stalking someone and then they realize what they're doing is wrong and they stop. That does happen. Based on these higher prevalent rates, an estimated 12.1 million U.S. women and 3.7 million U.S. men are stalked at some time in their life, and 6 million women and 1.4 million men are stalked annually in the U.S. Now, some of those stalking victims will be the victims of a cluster stalker. So that stalker will have multiple victims. So, I mean, that would be a really hard question to answer. And usually cluster stalkers will have victims ranging from around the age of like mid-puberty on upwards. So they'll have a lot of victims. And sometimes they'll leave a victim here or there alone for a while, and then they'll come back to them later. So the victim will think everything has stopped, but then it'll start back up again like 5 years later, however long. And then they're like, this again, great, So that's, I don't know. Okay, what is fatal attraction syndrome? This is an interesting one. Stalking, and this is an abstract, stalking, which consists of chronic nuanced behaviors by an offender that result in, do they have to use these words? Deleterious emotional and or physical effects on a victim, is experienced by a significant minority of individuals in the community. That's one of the worst descriptions if you actually want to explain it to someone.
I mean, they said abstract.
It's very abstract. That's not what they mean by abstract, but it is abstract. Can you?
Yeah.
I love you. Okay, fatal attraction syndrome. I'm just going to do a video on this. Let me type that up right quick. Because that should just be a separate video. It's a lot, and I kind of want to give it the respect it's due, if that makes sense. Okay, erotomania. That's the word I was thinking of. There you go. All right. I found it. Okay, erotomania is a rare mental health condition that happens when someone is fixated on the idea that another person is intensely in love with them. The other person may be a celebrity, wealthy, or of a high position. The condition is also known as, I'm not the
Clermont syndrome.
Right. I can never pronounce that word right. Okay, so erotomania. You can also be a bank teller, a waitress, working in a fast food drive-through, anywhere. You don't have to be a celebrity to have someone with erotomania target you. And this does not reflect on you. It doesn't mean that you are a terrible person or that there's anything wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you if you're going through this. If you have a stalker who has erotomania, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not weird or stupid or bad or any of that. You have not done anything wrong to deserve this. I've seen people from just about all walks of life deal with this kind of stalker. So, and this is another one that can also be a cluster stalker at the same time. So, they can have that. You can have combinations of stalking, like one stalker exhibiting combinations of stalking. Right. Okay. What does it mean to stalk a girl? A girl and or a woman? I mean, I'm going to read this, but then I'm going to adjust it because it's not. Stalking has been identified as a man following or contacting a woman despite clear indication of disinterest by the woman or monitoring her use of internet or electronic communication. Yeah, but that can be women too.
Women can do it to men, women can do it to women, women can do it to men.
Women can, yeah, it's can go multiple different ways. But I mean, in my experience, a lot of the time, women who are stalkers are suffering with schizophrenia or something like that, a mental illness, a lot of the time. Sometimes also with men, but, and this is just my experience, I've seen way more male stalkers. And it seems like it is more often sexually motivated, a need to control a person, and there's a sexual aspect to it a lot of the time. Is Instagram stalking illegal?
That should be.
It's completely legal to look at someone's profile hundreds of times a day if you want to. Dr. Short's research says that it only becomes a crime when you make continued, persistent, unwanted contact with a person which causes them fear and distress. Very true. That would be the whole interjecting yourself, like without that person wanting you to. Okay, how do you stop Instagram stalking? What do they mean? How do you stop doing it, or how do you stop someone from doing it to you?
How do you stop someone from doing it to you?
That's a weird. Blocking select followers. But then what if they get a sock account? If one of your followers starts annoying or stalking you and this is making you feel extremely uncomfortable, simply block them so that they can't see any of your activities anymore. This is also, that's a typo. This is also restricting them from finding you on the platform. That tells you nothing. That really just tells you nothing.
Social media.
Because then they can just do a sock account, right? I don't know. Okay. What to do if your ex is following you? If your ex is stalking you, get the police and courts involved as soon as you begin to feel concerned. Stalking is a serious crime and you are entitled to protection, just as you would if you were dealing with domestic violence. Make sure people around you know what's going on and can support you and have a safety plan. That is true. But I would add that when you go to the police, you really need to have something to show them to show them that you are being stalked. So that would be whatever material you have. If they're sending you snail mail letters, if they are sending you private messages and texts and emails, voice messages, etc. Then you need to have all that ready before you call the police. Just so you can be like, look, this is what's happening, and show them. I would also recommend going to police headquarters and asking to speak, like see if they have a detective who works on stalking. You can ask for a victim's advocate to help you with that too. Okay, what is a form of stalking? A pattern of unwanted behavior that involves monitoring, harassing, repeatedly contacting, or following another person. Behavior that would cause a reasonable person to feel frightened, threatened, or intimidated, and actually causes these reactions in the person being contacted, monitored, harassed, or followed. Or threatened. I'm just adding that there. Yes. That is all true. Do you want to ask some of these questions? And
you've got it.
are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Because we did that yesterday, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Okay. Did you answer the last one?
Yes. I think. Wait, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. What is considered a harassment?
Some of these questions are really.
Go lay down.
Peekaboo.
Go lay down, booger.
Go get your Kindle. What is a harassment? I guess that depends on the situation. Generally, criminal harassment entails intentionally targeting someone else with behavior that is meant to alarm, annoy, torment, or terrorize them. Not all petty annoyances constitute harassment. Instead, most states' laws require that the behavior cause a credible threat to the person's safety or their family's safety. And a lot of them, they want to see a pattern of behavior. And also if there's a history of a pattern. So, which kind of sucks if you're the first person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does deer stalking mean?
I don't think I've heard that term. And that.
Like, that's a British term, it seems.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. If it is, I'm curious. But just go on to the next one. I'll look that up. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a hunting thing.
Okay.
Is it normal to stalk your crush on social media?
I mean, if you are trying to vet them and make sure they're not an abusive person or something, personally, I think that's okay. I don't see that as stalking. I mean, if you're going on someone's Facebook, for example, and you're looking at their posts from like when Facebook first started, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Probably. Or like if you're going through and liking all of their pictures and.
God, spam likes are annoying.
Yeah.
That's why I don't upload many photos, just to avoid that. Is stalking illegal in the U.S.?
Yes. I do believe at this point it's a federal offense. Is it? But different jurisdictions are. Athena, baby. some jurisdictions are not as good with stalking. They don't take it seriously, and it can be really hard to get law enforcement to do anything. And other jurisdictions are really, really good at it, with it, and they're very effective in how they handle it. A lot of it depends on law enforcement, prosecutors, and judges. Are they going to take it seriously or not? Um, and that's why I tend to tell victims, come at them with everything that you can, like all of the material, document everything, so that you can show what is happening. Um, and I've had a couple of victims who law enforcement just didn't really seem to care. So, um, so there were a couple of stalkers who went public with the lack of care or worry from police and law enforcement and all that. And that actually seemed to get the ball rolling when they called law enforcement. And I think one was with a prosecutor as well. When they called people out and got that public outcry going on, things got better for those victims, which is sad to even have to get to that point. But you want to go ahead and do the next one, or?
Sure. Are we done talking about the last one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How many men experience stalking in their life?
$6.6 million people are stalked in 1 year in the U.S. 1 in 6 women and 1 in 19 men have experienced stalking, victimization at some point during their lifetime in which they felt very fearful or believed that they or someone else close to them would be harmed or killed. And that's why we should take stalking more seriously. Hello to anyone who's on here. If you want to say hi, feel free. If you have questions, concerns, what have you, you're welcome to say hi or ask them.
What are its effects on the victims of stalking
Oh,
and being stalking itself?
oh yeah. So, a lot. I mean, I've only come across one victim of stalking who was not really as negatively affected. Just about every stalking victim I have met or even heard of has went through periods of terror, paranoia, fear for family, pets, home, work. It is scary. It's like having the rug constantly ripped out from under your feet, and things just feel very unstable. It's very traumatizing. It is a traumatic experience. It really doesn't matter what kind of stalking it is. Stalking is a traumatic experience, highly traumatic, and that is a normal response. That is a normal response to being stalked.
I'm going to ignore that one. Unless you want me to.
That's not even.
Yeah. What are the 9 symptoms of borderline personality disorder?
I don't think that's. Yeah, no.
Okay. What is psychotic love? Erotomania.
Psychotic love. It is okay. Erotomania is not. I don't like that question. because erotomania isn't actually love. That's not love. This says it is more common in women, but men are more likely to exhibit violent stalker-like behaviors. The core symptom of the disorder is that the sufferer holds an unshakable belief that another person is secretly in love with them. True. True. You okay, babe?
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep.
For the I have no idea. True. So I can see using the term psychotic love, but that's not a term that is typically used. Erotomania is the proper term for that. I mean, if you want people to understand what you're talking about, use the term erotomania. Okay, so this is another hard word for me to pronounce or to enunciate. Gansier syndrome is a rare type of condition in which a person deliberately and consciously acts as if they have a physical or mental illness when they are not really sick. People with this syndrome mimic behavior that is typical of a mental illness, such as schizophrenia. So that would go under false victimization. You may have a stalker who, right, who tries to mask their behavior with being a victim or what have you. Or yeah, I don't know if that question is really part of what we're talking about. Hold on. Is it okay to stalk someone online? No. Is it okay to stalk someone online? No. 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 What, baby? He did. He was looking for your zippy. Okay, baby, I'll move it back. Okay? Okay. I love you. Alrighty. So this says, even if you're not actually contacting a person, looking for details of their lives obsessively can be harmful, according to Dr. Short. If you're making no contact with them and they are unaware of it, it's still quite predatory behavior. True? Especially if you start escalating. And that means actually contacting the person. Just don't do that. You okay?
Okay, I have a splinter now.
Ow.
Yep, I'm good.
You want to start again or no?
Sure. Where did we leave off?
How old are most stalker victims? You just passed it. How old are most stalker victims? 30 years. How
old are most cyber stalking victims?
I can speak. This says 30 years, but I don't know if that's true. This says most cyber stalking victims are found to be female, aged 30 years or older, with a good level of education. A number of behaviors are often associated with cyber stalking. It is found that many of these activities, such as identity theft and fraud, are not common. Okay.
What can the police do about harassment?
It depends on what's happening and how much like documentation and proof you have. So if somebody is threatening great bodily harm, SA, to harm your pets, which is a crime, property damage and all that, that's all a crime. And then on top of it, if you're being doxxed, hacked, yada yada, that is also crime. Also a crime. If somebody is demanding nudes from you under threat, then that could be extortion or sextortion crimes. If they are demanding whatever from you, or they'll release whatever stuff they may feel they have over you. Blackmail is a crime. So it depends. It depends on what's happening and if the if your jurisdiction takes it seriously or not. So
How do I protect myself from my ex-husband?
okay. So with this one, I would reach out to a victims advocacy group, call the domestic violence hotline, see about contacting legal aid. It's kind of like being in a war, and you want to have all your troops battle ready. Also, do not delete any messages or any of that. Save all of it. And I'm going to make some more videos on how to build a case against a stalker. A lot of the time with an ex-spouse, with an ex-SO, if they're stalking you and all of that, it is very dangerous. And if law enforcement is not taking you seriously, then you're going to need victims advocates and just everyone to come out and help you and force law enforcement to take it seriously. Yeah. So this says get a restraining order. It can be hard to get a restraining order in some places. If you fear for your safety and well-being, consider taking out a restraining order against your ex-spouse. Right. Have an exit plan, which the National Domestic Violence Hotline will help you put together an exit plan or escape plan. If you're still residing with your abuser, have an emergency exit plan that you can put into action as soon as you need it. Yeah. Yep. And they will sit with you for hours to help you put everything together.
Can you press charges for cyber stalking?
Yes. But you have to figure out who is doing the cyber stalking. So, a person may say they're one name, whatever, online, but who knows what they are in real life or where they are. I mean, I have heard of cases, and there was one that I heard of where the stalker was actually in like Korea or something. And once the victim and law enforcement got proof of who the stalker was, that law enforcement, man, they did not play. They went after him. like, so, I mean, it depends on the country the stalker is in, all of that. But yes, here in the US, cyber stalking is a crime.
Can you sue someone for email harassment?
That would be a question for a lawyer. I don't know. That's actually a question I don't know.
Sorry, I'm looking for an applicable question.
Yeah, I mean, we've
What is the Clarenbolt syndrome?
excuse me. This says erotomania, also known as
The Clarenbolt syndrome.
the thing I cannot pronounce, is a psychiatric syndrome characterized by the delusional belief that one is loved by another person of generally a higher social status. Not always, though. Not always.
Excuse me.
It can be, like I said, you can be anywhere. You can be walking across the street and the stalker sees you, and you know, and I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to let people who are dealing with this know that they're not weird. They're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with them. It's not something they did. They didn't trigger this. No.
What qualifies as cyberstalking?
I mean, that would be unwanted interference into a person's cyber social life, right? Let's see. National Conference of State Legislatures defines cyberstalking as the use of internet, email, or other electronic communications to stalk, and generally refers to a pattern of threatening or malicious behaviors involving a credible threat to harm. Right. I mean, it can also be just an unwanted interjection. It doesn't have to be a threat to harm. It can be someone who decides that you're supposed to be married to them. And they won't leave you alone about it. Okay.
I think that's all the relevant questions.
Okay.
No, just on this list.
All right. So yeah, so if you are being stalked, there is hope. You can overcome this. You can get to a point where you're not having to deal with the stalking anymore. Sometimes it can take a short period of time for a stalker to go to prison or end up in a mental health care facility getting treatment and meds, or whatever it is that stops the stalking, right? Other times the stalking can last for years. Yet again, I'm not trying to fearmonger or make anyone feel bad at all. Instead, what I'm saying is that getting yourself into therapy, maybe a support group. There are tons of online support groups that are free, will help let everyone know that you have a stalker. Everyone. Those people that you can trust, and who that you can trust. Let them know what's happening. Show them everything. Be open with them about it. Because the more people you have rallied around you, the better off you're going to be in the long run. Stalkers tend to isolate their victims, whether they mean to or not. That's just kind of part of what happens, because when you're being stalked, you start wondering who you can trust. Especially if you don't know who the stalker is, then you might have just everyone under speculation. And that's understandable, but the worst thing you can do is to self-isolate, be paranoid about anyone and everyone. That isn't going to help you. Understand that eventually everything will come out into the light, and even if it's a cyber stalking thing, if you don't know who they are now, you will eventually. They're not going to be able to hide who they are forever. Like the guy in Korea, like, I mean, he probably thought that no one was ever going to know. But there's always some sort of digital blueprint or something.
Footprint.
Yes, words. Yeah. There's always hope. Don't give up hope. Um, if you have any questions, if you're having a hard time and you're having a stalker situation going now, you can message us. I will not disclose your name or anything. If you don't want me to, I will say nothing. And I'll answer any questions I can. And I think, can you look up and see if, I want to say there's a stalker hotline now or something. I hope there is. That would be awesome if there was like something along the lines of the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It would be cool if there was a hotline for that. I didn't realize how much lighting that laptop puts out. Wow. Okay.
That's bright.
Yeah. Okay.
This is just a stalking resource center, but the National Center for Victims of Crime.
Yeah, they have a stalking resource center page. And there's a number there too, though. What is that?
202-467-8700.
Yeah, but is that for stalking victims or?
I think that's just victims, period.
Try that. Okay, so there's DC Victim Hotline. DC Victim Hotline. Jesus. Victim Connect Resource Center. There's a website. National Crime Victim Bar Association.
If you're looking for legal help.
That might not be a bad thing if you have a stalker, though.
Yeah, the DC Victim Hotline is specifically for District of Columbia, though.
Yeah. I mean, with everything going on in DC, it's probably a good thing. There's a lot going on up there.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping by now there would actually be like a hotline for victims of stalking, but damn. Okay, so seriously, if you are a victim of stalking, I cannot say this enough. Why can't I? Therapy. I know that for a lot of people, therapy is almost prohibitively expensive, and that really sucks because it really does help. But look for online resources. Call your local victims advocacy group. You may be able to find therapy either for free or like on a sliding pay scale. I've had victims who went to their local Planned Parenthood and got help connecting with a therapist for the stalking they were going through. Your local hospital may have help for resources for that. A lot of the time, like sheriff's departments and state troopers might also have like resource centers or something you can call and ask. It depends on your jurisdiction. A lot of the time it's really highly dependent on jurisdiction. I've actually had victims that moved from one jurisdiction to another just because the other one was better with it. Like they had to uproot their whole life, sell their house. Like, you know, that's really sad. It's like the victims being punished. You know, that's not right.
No.
That's not right at all.
No.
I mean, I understand that criminals have rights too. I get that. But they don't have the right to completely disrupt a person's life to the point that they sell their business and their house and like just, you know, I mean, I've seen victims of stalking move across the country, across the world, trying to get away from their stalkers. Do you have any questions? What? Anything you want to say or?
No. You're far more experienced in this field than I am. I don't even know the right questions to ask.
I mean, you can ask any questions you want.
Never had any questions.
Oh, okay.
Like I know no questions to ask that are at all. I've never been the victim of stalking
God, you're
that
lucky.
I know of.
You're lucky. Alright. All right, so we might end up doing like maybe one of these a week, like different aspects, whatnot. Um, oh, Onision. Remember that weirdo?
Mm-hmm.
He likes to stalk his exes and his exes' sisters. That's the thing.
It's weird.
Yeah, he's just a weird guy. He thinks he's perfectly fine, like he's not doing anything wrong. But he has whole websites. He's built individual websites for his exes, and you know.
He's created online shrines to his exes.
Well, I mean, he's bashing them because they're
Oh,
evil.
okay.
They're evil. They're. It's proof that they're evil.
I mean, if they were smart, they'd sue him for defamation.
I mean, defamation can be really hard to prove, but also, I don't know if they have like the money or resources to do it.
True.
Um,
I mean, he created whole websites for his exes, bashing them.
mm-hmm.
So if you can find the right person, or if you can just save out the money for it, that's a defamation case. So.
But I mean, it's really they're more damning toward him than they are toward his exes.
Sure.
I mean, they show how abusive and psychotic he is,
Sure.
and like you know, guy's got problems. So many problems. But he's the smartest, most honest guy on the internet.
My pinky finger is smarter than he is.
Probably yes. I would have to say probably. More than likely, you're right. Yeah. Oh my god. Like he was trying to. There was a clip on Twitter, I think, where he was trying to explain how what he did was not grooming. But then there was another clip of him saying basically that what he did was grooming. But he knows what grooming is, and he's gonna, explain to everybody how.
Shaking my head. Shaking my head.
He's just the perfect guy, except he's not.
Nowhere near.
No. All right. Anyone want to say hi? I forgot what day it is today.
Today's Monday.
Right. Well, if you have any questions or anything, leave a comment, or you can message us if you want. If you want to be anonymous. And you can also message me on Twitter. and I'll get right back to you. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not overly sensitive. You did nothing wrong. It's not you. It's really, really, it's not you. I know that's kind of a cliche thing to say, but it's true. It's not you. It's the stalker. It's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm saying that for a reason.
And very over.
Okay. Okay. Hey, there's somebody else here.
Hey.
Hey, Nicole. How you
Hey,
doing?
Nicole.
You're going to have to watch the replay. I was just talking about different stalker stuff, and somebody had sent a question in. I can't say how because they want to be completely anonymous. So I was just kind of answering some questions for them. Did you get like the what do they call it? Notification for this? Okay. Did you get that like just a few minutes ago?
No,
or?
she's talking about wanting to keep their identity secret.
Oh, right. Okay.
She's a few seconds behind us.
Delay. There's a delay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh boy. So I'm. Oh wait, we have that above thing camera.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I was on the phone with my brother. Oh, right on. I'm just wondering. YouTube is so weird. It is so weird. That's good to know. I'm glad to hear that. Because we have that above camera thing, I will be able to do the. I'm gonna use that camera. I hope you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, good. Because then, like, I have a system of how I build cases against stalkers, and I really want to do a good video on that for people, just to kind of lay out how you put everything together.
I'll get a better camera for it next paycheck, so you can actually record the quality, because that one's really grainy.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
I'm impressed.
So it's a good idea, though. It's better than me trying to hold the phone while I'm, that didn't work out well. And then the sound, you couldn't hear anything anyway. That really upset me.
I'll get a better camera, and I'll get a boom arm for the mic, so it's not in the middle of everything.
That would be cool, because I've hit my face on that thing before. Like, bonk. Yeah, my nose. Oh, yeah. I was getting ready for a live stream, and I had it right here, and I was doing something, and it went bunk.
Yeah, just get a boom arm and put it like back there, so the mic's like right there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right.
That'd be awesome. That ring light is so blinding. It is so hard for me to look in the camera. It's like it bores into the back of my skull. That light is so bright. Huh?
What's a selling wall?
I don't know. Do you mind explaining what a selling wall is?
Yes.
Because I don't know, and Marcus doesn't know, and that's weird for Marcus not to know.
It's probably exclusively something from like what she does for a living or as a side business.
Or on Facebook or something?
On Facebook, maybe.
We're speculating.
Stream on Facebook, you sent me a nasty message basically.
Did you save that? Don't delete anything.
Was it just once?
Leave it.
And how long ago was it?
Screenshot it. Save it into a file on your computer. Because if he did send you a message like that and he's popping up everywhere, he might be stalking you. I hate to say that to you. I'm not trying to scare you. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I should not know that's a thing. Because I do like garage sales. And we don't need more stuff.
No, we don't.
Really?
Not at the moment. I just had to buy more shelves to put stuff up.
Yeah, I do want a vanity with the mirror in the middle thing. That's just a dream I've had since I was a child. Um, okay, good. Um, okay, so you have that message. Now, anytime you see him popping up somewhere, screenshot it. Everywhere you see him pop up. Because if he's popping up in just, if he's popping up just randomly everywhere you are on the internet, that can show a pattern of behavior. And if you just screenshot it and save it, it may come in handy later. I'm just saying. Like anyone who sends you creepy, that's just I don't understand dick pics. I don't understand making demands on women like that or sending like emails. Like I don't understand this kind of behavior. And maybe that's why I go after stalkers so hard. And have for a long time. But it's just so repugnant to me. Um, Especially sending me messages like that is just, and you met him one time. That could be a raw mania.
I have friends on Facebook that put the men who message them soliciting
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. They put them on blast. They screenshot it, send it to the person who messaged them, family,
The
and
moms
then
and stuff.
or
Yeah.
their moms or sisters, yeah, and then post the whole conversation, including their messages. Why'd you send that to my mom? And to Facebook, like, ha, gotcha.
Because you deserved it. There are groups online that I belong to where that's like, I don't think that people realize, especially men, that women are sharing all that material amongst ourselves.
I love seeing it from my friend's Facebook. Like, there are days where sometimes the most entertaining part is when my friend uploads just like 16 photos to Facebook of combo between this dude and her. It's just so entertaining your responses to him.
In this day and age, that is just not a smart way to be. Yeah.
No worries.
It's all good, Nicole. Um,
I specifically created a Meet Me account to promote her account so that she'd get more material for me to read on Facebook.
oh my God. I don't, like when I rarely get messages like that, thankfully. But my girlfriend in Southern California, she gets stuff all the time. To the point, like, she's no longer on social media. She deleted all of her social media. She's just done with it,
Mm.
you know? And I don't blame her because some of the stuff she sent me, I was like, wow, that is putrid. Someone would talk to someone like that. That is just not right.
Yeah.
It's a form of abuse, and it's if they behave like that online, how do they behave in real life? I wonder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I personally think it is kind of a form of stalking, especially if they're repeatedly, obviously if they're repeatedly trying to contact you and demanding sex or whatever. Just remember, if you tell them to leave you alone, do not engage with them at all anymore after that. Don't say hi, bye, or F you. Don't ever, ever try to negotiate with a stalker. Um, it doesn't matter if it's cyber or in real life. Don't ever try to negotiate with them. Don't ever give them nudes or videos or anything like that. Don't ever give them anything. Um, as I've said before, once you give them an inch, they will take an entire football field or 10. Um, that is just what they do. You cannot negotiate with them. By negotiate, I mean, if they want you to do a phone call with them once a week or send them one nude a week, or go for coffee with them, or anything. They want you to do anything that is interacting with them in some way. They are always going to push for more. Always. So don't give them that. You cannot. You cannot show them sympathy, empathy, compassion, anything. If they threaten to kill themselves or threaten self harm, if you don't interact with them, that's not your responsibility. Now, if you know them, or if you know like family or friends of theirs, or if you know the location of them, call the police and say they're threatening self harm. Then you're done. You're done. It's not your fault. It's not actually, technically, really, it's not your problem. That is just a manipulation tactic that they try to use to get you to to control you, right? So if you're a compassionate person, if you're a kind-hearted person, don't let them use that against you, because they will try to. Some of them. Um, let's see what else. I'm trying to think if there's something else. I was going to ask you, would there be anything else? But uh, what do you?
I was uncomfortable sitting so low, so I had to come back up.
Oh, okay. Is that why the chair is always up so high that my knees hit the top of the desk? Kind of.
No, I put it all the way down. You move it back up.
Oh, right. Well,
I have to do that
I
with
like
this
it like
chair.
midway high. You like it like my legs are on the floor.
Yeah, because especially in this chair, if it's not how high you put it, the arms get caught on the desk.
I mean, I don't really move it once I'm sitting in here though. It's like I'm in a space shuttle and I'm just kind of in there. Oh boy.
Squeeze.
I can't wait until these next few videos are done though, because I think the research for them is really.
I think everybody's going to be a little taken back by the video that's going up on 12.
Which one is that?
Your essay. You didn't go into detail, but you heavily talked about like its effect on you.
Mm. That's probably why I'm having nightmares now, because of the video I'm researching right now. I'm just like.
I was gonna say that a couple hours ago. Whenever you woke up from
Mm-hmm.
that really bad dream.
Yeah, it's definitely. Marilyn Manson is. The more I research it, the.
You want to tell them what happened?
You don't want to know, and I might live stream it so you don't have to edit it.
One incident.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. I might live stream it so you don't have to edit it, because it's bad. I'm saying it's one of the worst cases I've heard of repeated systemic. It's bad. Real bad. So I can't wait until that one's over.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why it keeps going this way.
The window.
Makes sense.
Wow, there are 5 people here. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
¿Cómo estás ahora?
If you have a question or comment about anything really, but about stalkers or cyber stalking, whatnot. But I mean, really, we're open to talk about whatever.
Yep.
Hopefully, the sound is good.
Should be.
Or I talk really low.
That's why the mic's closer to you.
What the? Did you hear that?
Yeah. I was outside.
Was that a car accident?
No. I see my closing the door.
Every time I hear a sound out, like sounds like metal on metal, I wonder about the corner down here, because we have car accidents all the time right there.
And that one guy that worked at the sister club of where I worked at the time.
Oh, with the head gash? God,
Yeah.
that was bad. Oh my God.
We were the first responders.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a towel I don't ever want back.
Nope.
I know that. Dude, that was bad. And he was out of it
Oh
too.
yeah, he had a full-on concussion.
That he got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been way worse than it was.
He probably suffered some memory loss in the morning.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like that's definitely a hospital trip.
Mm-hmm. Did I have to go into work that night?
I don't think so.
No, it was off the night. He was on his way home from work.
I don't remember.
I went in the next day because I had to work the morning shift at that time. So before I went into my club, I walked over to the sister club where he worked at because he remembered it and he had told me. I remember that was one of my sister clubs. I walked up to the bartender and was like, look, hey, let the manager know. And I remember the guy's name at the time. Don't remember it now. I was like, hey, he's not going to be in. He was in a bad accident, suffered a concussion. He's probably in the hospital right now. Just let them know.
It's funny how like New Orleans is such a small world, you know, like uh, but yeah, that was man when he was looking at me talking to me and then he looked down and like just I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Thank God you have a bald head because that would be a mess.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I don't know. Oh boy. Kind of glad to do this particular live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had a lot of messages about stuff, but that one message, I was like, okay, we need to do a live stream about this now.
Right.
And I can't stress enough that for any of you out there who are, you know, dealing with a stalker or have dealt with a stalker or will deal with a stalker, it's not you. And I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be cliche about it or whatever. It's just the truth. Um, you know, a lot of the time victims will kind of internalize it like they did something to provoke being stalked, but no. Nope. Nope. Even if let's say I mean I've seen cases where the woman went on a date, one date with a guy, and he decided that she was his. And no, no, nope. If you go on a date with someone and you decide you don't want to date them anymore or whatever, you have the right to do that. You have the right to say I'm not interested. You know, and if that person can't accept that, that is not your problem. You're a grown sentient human being. You have the right to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah. So no, it's not your fault. It's not, you know. Don't ever think that, and don't think that you have to keep it to yourself and protect people and whatnot. Because by, especially your family, if you have a loving family that loves you and cares about you, then by keeping it to yourself, you're not actually protecting them. Protect if you want to protect them. Tell them everything that's happening.
The rubber band broke.
I love you and I'm sorry. Um, because if they know everything that's happening, then they'll be able to rally around you and help you and give you that support that you need. Um, and there's no reason that you should feel ashamed. You're not the stalker. You're not the person committing the offenses. So you're going to need that family around you, family, friends, all of that. Um, especially like once you, I highly recommend that if you decide to go to law enforcement, go to your police headquarters in person with all of your material, all of your evidence, and show them. And I don't care if you have 10 boxes, and try your best to have 10 people there with you carrying 10 boxes, you know, um, because that will show how serious it is, how serious you are, how you had people standing behind you. It's not just you coming and saying this. It's you and a bunch of evidence and a bunch of people, and
Essentially witnesses.
yeah, and then too witnesses. If you have witnesses, have them come with you. Um, there is strength in numbers, so there is strength in having a good amount of people with you to help with that. That does help. Yeah. And so, you know, whatever happens with your stalker case, um, you can. There is hope. You can have. You can continue to have a good life and um, have life on your terms, even during or after having a stalker. Um, may not it may not seem like it while you're in the middle of it, but you know, being stalked is really scary. It is terrifying. It has a huge impact psychologically. It can have an impact on your health, your physical health. A lot of stalker victims end up with like stomach problems, like ulcers and stuff, and
IBS.
nausea. Um, so that's a thing to think of. Uh, I always suggest look into like breathing techniques, meditation, yoga, things that are relaxing and calming. And maybe that also means beating the heck out of a punching bag or getting into martial arts of some kind. I highly suggest Krav Maga. It's a personal preference, but um, just because it can help you feel like you're taking back control. Working on, like compiling all of the evidence against your stalker can also help you feel like you're taking back control. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Yeah, nothing.
Um, and I don't want to. I don't want to say anything that directly speaks to the person who sent that one message. But besides the fact that you're going to be okay, um, you can get through this, and you're not alone. There are a lot of stalker victims out there. Seriously, look up stalking, like support groups online. The other ones I've seen have been free. They may ask you questions to verify who you are and whatnot, because they're stalker support groups. So, they're going to have people in there who don't want their stalker to show up in their stalker support group. That would be bad. Um, but yeah, and I'm trying to think of the one was kind of affiliated loosely with AA or something. So they would ask for your driver's license, but it was all anonymous. Like they would not release any of that information, whatnot. You know, privacy was guaranteed and everything. Um, so yeah. I kind of wanted to wait for Nicole to come back, but I kind of feel like we've reached the end of this stream to a degree.
Yeah.
Um, oh, hey.
We
We were just talking about you. We were just saying.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. So if you have, I mean, it sounds like you may have a stalker. If anything comes up, feel free. I'm here, and I will help. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hard for me to figure out what time frame would be good to do live streams. Because they're different time zones, and like we have some people who are in Australia. It's just
In British Columbia.
mm-hmm. Yeah, there are people everywhere.
Yep.
It's crazy. Crazy and good,
Mm-hmm.
sort of. Technology is good, but it's also a double-edged sword. So yeah, if you have any, if at any point, if at any point you need to ask, if you have something happen and you need to ask me questions or whatever, go right on ahead. I don't care if I'm talking about something completely different on a live stream. And this is for anyone, if anyone has a stalker situation happening or domestic violence, things like that, and I'm doing a live stream and I'm talking about flowers or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can totally disrupt the chat. I'm fine with that. I am not like some people who would get angry because, like, I'm here with a purpose, is what I'm saying. So,
And that purpose is to help others.
which seems to be the complete opposite of most of YouTube, from what I'm seeing.
Yes. Roads That Power Murder Hour is pretty much it's the channel name everywhere.
Yeah, I think so. I'm
On
gonna
the Twitter, on the Instagram.
hold on. I'll look and verify.
Just click on the Twitter screen.
I just hold on. Do. I'm just making sure.
Profile.
Where?
It's a little person icon.
That would be that. Right.
Our Twitter is at Words Have Power MH.
It's Word Have Power.
Word Have Power.
MH.
You got the S. I'm dyslexic. Leave me alone.
That's okay. It's all good. Whatever. It's it happens to the. Oh my goodness! It happens to the best of us.
It was better than putting in Word Have Power MR.
Yeah, right.
Like I did originally.
Could I send you screenshots of the messages I told you about and get your opinion? Sure.
Yes.
Is it PMs or DMs or I'm so confused.
Twitter messages, pretty much. It's the little envelope looking thing.
Oh, that would be it.
Messages.
Okay, messages. Yeah, send it a private message. I don't know if you want that. I mean, unless you want to blast them publicly, I'm fine with that.
Do it.
I mean, if somebody wants to behave a certain way, they should expect consequences. I think. That's just me. But yes, you can send them to me, and I will. I don't know if you know this, but I've worked stalker cases for somewhere around 20 years off and on. Mm-hmm. So I've worked a lot of cases. I don't even know how many. I actually don't know. And then two, how do you judge them? Do you judge based on the individual victim or the individual stalker? Because I've had stalkers who are cluster stalkers and have 20 or more victims. So I don't know how to actually number that. Right. Why is my knee hurting? My knee hurts.
Very much pressure drop.
Mm.
That's why all my knuckles are popping multiple times tonight.
That shelf looks really good.
This one?
That looks pretty.
What do you think of the new ones?
And I like the fleur-de-lis up there too.
I said, what do you think of the new ones?
Yeah, I like those too.
Kind of like their style. Kind of rustic.
Yeah. Fits well. Yeah, I think that fits well. Can you see if she's asleep? I think she is. Cute baby. Oh, wow. Okay. Dum-dum-dum. Oh, also, for any of you out there who have stalkers, um, Laura Richards from Real Crime Profile, she has extensive experience with dealing with stalkers and all of that stuff, and you can find her on Twitter. Um, oh, here's another one for me to follow. Um, but yeah, if you look up Laura Richards, a lot of the time she's talking and posting about stalking and all of that. So apparently, someone is trying to get a new bill going, another stalking bill. That would be cool. That would be nice.
Hopefully, it's one that restricts the ability of stalkers.
I hope so because
Because bills can go one of two ways. It's either making something legal or making something illegal.
well, I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of the time, like legislation isn't quite enough to help or to benefit victims. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know. Trying to find. Let me type this in instead. 76% of female homicide victims killed by a current or former intimate partner were stalked by their murderer prior to their death. Yep. And sad. Stalking is one crime where early intervention can prevent violence and death. Yes. Yes. Anyone can be a victim of stalking. True. That is true. That's what I keep saying. I'm gonna retweet that. And a lot of the time, we had a lot of cases of people who were stalked who were on campus at college. So, um, and I think a lot of the time that goes unreported as well, because some college campuses don't want those statistics.
Yeah, looks bad. So they just crack down on it and punish the students for it. I mean, it would look good on them.
Yeah, but they don't want parents and whatnot seeing that they have a problem with these things, so they just let it go, not realizing they're just making it worse.
Right.
You know, and making it more unsafe.
Right.
I mean,
that's kind of what they're saying. They're not doing the right thing.
Right here lately, a lot more college campuses have been becoming more proactive about things like SA and stalking and inappropriate behavior and all of that. So that's good.
Yeah. LSU is very bad about reporting their essays.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's.
Everybody says LSU is a great school. Not if you're a female. Not if you're a woman. Sorry, let me correct myself. Not if you're a woman. Yeah, we'll never be able to please everybody in the same time zones and all the different time zones. No.
Yeah, I realize that. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a good time that's good for me. I mean, lately I haven't been able to. I also like to go on live chats of other creators, but with all the research I'm doing for these videos I'm working on, I just haven't been able to. But I don't know.
Now, unless we had like a 24-hour live stream with other content creators all in the same freaking building and able to change channels like that.
Mm.
I think that's called a content house.
Dope. Right. So, yeah, I'm just gonna figure out a time that works good for us or for me, because he's not home every time. Too many different ones. Replay is there. I'm thankful you communicate with us. It's nice. Leslie Bass does too. I told her about your channel. She's the one that KJ. Oh Lord. Well, what she went through was stalking. I build cases against stalkers as a hobby and a passion. Sometimes I'm paid for it. That's pretty rare. I would be a millionaire if I charged her. I'm not even kidding. I would be a millionaire. But I don't, because most people can't afford to pay for that kind of help. And I'm saying that what KJ did to Leslie Bass was stalking, and to Tati Westbrook. I have experience in this. I am an ex-sheriff's deputy. I know what the hell I'm talking about. It makes me angry because, man, what she did to Tati Westbrook was messed up. What she's did to Leslie Bass was messed up, and all these other people. Ooh, it makes me angry. I hate it when people do things like that and think, oh, whatever. I don't like that person, so it's okay.
Or I really like that person, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's you. Either way, no. um, yeah, what Leslie Bass went through, and her sister. It wasn't just her; it was her and her sister. Um, and so a lot of these women are brunettes, very pretty, nicely done makeup, successful. Um,
You had me at brunette, and then you lost me.
Wait, what?
I was making a joke.
Are you saying she could target you?
I was a brunette, but I'm not a woman. I'm not successful. I don't wear good makeup, so that's another one. I'd like to think I'm good looking, but
Well, I'm a redhead, so I don't know if I'll be targeted. I thought it would just be such a bad idea anyway. Go right on ahead. Understand that the police will.
you're a pale redhead.
That somebody asked me what if, or something about, said something about she might target you too or something, and I was just like.
Yeah, that was one of the first streams after we posted a KJ video. Or is it on the video itself? I don't remember.
That's not a good idea. think. I think that maybe.
Yes, that is exactly why you should put him on blast.
I think it's better for women to put these people on blast, because that behavior is so egregious. And I also think that the whole idea of having like etiquette classes in schools, dealing with consent and all of that, but then also you could do, you're scaring her, right?
No, she's fine.
That cat's scared of her own shadow.
She doesn't like me, and I'm the one who rescued her.
Yeah. But you could also do classes on proper online behavior. Laura Richards, yes. Real Crime Profile is a podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts, and at this point, I'm really careful of what podcasts I will give my time to, because I have to be. because of all the research I'm doing and work that I'm trying to do. She is on Real Crime Profile with Jim Clementi, who's also one of my favorites. She's an expert on stalking and DV and all of that over in England. Yeah, a new stalking bill would be awesome, especially if it's federal and if it basically forces all jurisdictions to take stalking seriously. That would be awesome. Yeah.
I think she was a ways behind us on the stream.
Oh, I get it. I might have to wait for her to catch up. But no, that's okay.
Well, no, we're gonna be here for like 3 minutes if we wait for her to catch up. Based on
I can just sit here and ramble. Yeah, Laura Richards is so just her credentials are amazing. Like her work experience, I wish. Like she's just amazing and so knowledgeable, and I highly recommend.
Yeah, it is ridiculous just how lenient they are.
Yeah.
Because laws haven't caught up.
Nope, especially cyber stalking and all of that. And it's one of those crimes. It's a lot like SA. If you're in the wrong jurisdiction, then a stalker might get away with it for who knows how long.
What year did it become illegal for a husband to R his wife?
Oh, I don't remember, and it depends on.
It depends on the state.
Do you mean federally, or do you mean this? Yeah, I mean.
It depends on the state.
That's just sad.
I think it happened the first time. The first time it officially became illegal in a court case was like in 78. 1978. I believe.
That's part of the reason why for so long I was like, I will never get married. I was like, why? It only seems to never benefit the woman and always benefit abusers. Like, no. Baby Chatter is just so cute. She's just the cutest baby in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty.
And run away. She's been trained to react to that sound.
She reacts to any sound that comes from you.
Specifically when I go, she knows that means no.
True.
And then says, "Have fun, come out of here."
That is true.
We noticed that your comments are lagging behind.
It's okay. I mean, I'll sit here and wait forever if I think somebody has a stalker. I'm very patient.
Is the little red dot that says live red, or is it gray? Because sometimes that's an issue. Like, it'll look like you're right on time, but if that little red dot isn't red, then you're not actually watching it live. You're behind it.
I did not know that. That's good to know. When I did the thing today with my hair, it didn't come out right. It's irritating. I don't see anything on here that shows. Oh, toggle timestamp. That would have been nice to know a couple live streams ago. What does pop-out chat mean?
Basically, it turns it into another window. It's like you've got one screen and you're like gaming and whatnot. You can kind of have a pop-out chat on the side. So you have the game up there and then the chat over there. So you can still see what's going on.
Okay.
And talk to people while you're gaming. Even if it's a full screen application.
Did not know that. Okay. So I'm learning new things while I'm doing this live stream.
You are most welcome.
Why are there all these dots down here?
that's the mic pickup. So apologies for yours. So if I come in and talk like this, the thing goes up.
Okay. We're always on like the first one.
Yeah.
Right. My comments are definitely lagging. I wrote them.
That smells like 15 minutes ago. Yeah.
It's all good.
We've noticed. It's all right. It's all good.
I've noticed that a lot of the time on live chats, there or on live streams, there are like, things that happen. So
I have
and
anime here right now.
yes, I also had someone suggest on Twitter that we do Twitch. Was it or Twitch or Discord?
Twitch. Probably.
No, I
Because
think
it's a live streaming service.
I
Are
think
they asking us to have like a follower Discord?
I don't know these things. These are things
I
you know.
do. I have both.
That's why I'm saying we had somebody say, do it on there, and then there's something about you can have people call in and chat
That's Discord.
or something.
Yeah, that's Discord. You can invite people to chat calls on Discord.
I don't know how any of that works, so
I do.
I'd have to have you teach me.
Yeah.
Yes, KJ definitely did that. Crazy. Yeah, that was not right. And she just plays it off like it's not a big deal, but it is. I mean, I find it odd that Leslie Bass was stopped by police just a little ways away from her home, and her car was searched, and then she was arrested because she had a bag of sidewalk chalk, and it was how sidewalk chalk can like
Crumble
yeah.
and turn into a dust.
I just find that odd because we already know that KJ called about that one woman. She called that woman's probation officer and tried to get her probation revoked. So we already know that KJ has a history of trying to call law enforcement on people and get them into trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she does that whole I'm giddy thing and acts like she has a big scoop.
Oh, look at me. I'm so random XD.
Emily Baker went on Cheryl's World. I think she's called and wow, really? Okay. I didn't know about that. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Huh?
The Discord chat is kind of like what we do on like Streamlabs, except you can record the screen or not and just have the audio running through desktop on like OBS or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll have to figure that out because I mean, if that would help, if that would be more helpful for people or something.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of ways that we can reach more people because YouTube is weird and I don't know. All the censorship on YouTube of stuff that shouldn't really be censored or not censored in the way it is.
Oh, she's the one who said that KJ might target you because you're an attractive woman.
Oh. Oh, Lord.
She's so pretty. I love her.
Yeah, but that's just, I don't think I'm the right person to target. Because then there will be criminal charges. Somebody targets me, there will be criminal charges, I guarantee you. Because if I call and I'm saying, especially if I call my local PD and it's someone I used to work with, baby. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
What's the sound, Mommy?
What's the what?
Sound, Mommy?
That sound was your potty.
No, that was your shelves falling.
Oh, my shelf's falling.
How about starting a channel just to call KJ out? I have a lot of custody of her lies and crazy stuff. Even her IG lines are off the hook because on IG it's not as strict as YouTube. Do it.
Wait, IG isn't as strict as YouTube? Maybe I should start live streaming on IG. How do you do that? I didn't know you could do that. Wait.
Through your phone.
Oh, well, okay. I keep hearing that she is different depending on, like, she changes depending on the platform she's on, which
Some
is
platforms are more restrictive, some are more lax.
no, like she'll be nice on one platform and like really super mean on another one, or and her
Gotcha.
lies don't translate across platforms and just
Right.
all kind of stuff. Which is weird. That is weird. Yes, I mean, I said it before. I'll say it again. And I have a lot of experience with this. She displays stalker tendencies and behaviors. You need to plug that in, baby. Can you go plug that in for her? Can you give me a kiss? Kiss, kiss. You precious baby. You gotta go plug your Kindle in, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some lip gloss on here. Come here. Your lips are glossy. Did I get it all?
No.
No.
I take it off, mommy.
Okay, come here. I got you. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
Your dad has your Kindle and he's plugging it in. I mean, if you feel like you want to start a channel calling her out, go for it. It's amazing how many people have done that. It is amazing how many people have such bad experiences with her that they start their own channels calling her out. I wasn't a supporter of hers. I didn't know who she was. I was just a complete outsider who I guess was brought into this in a weird way, and I can see how toxic her behavior is. And you know, this channel was not started to call her out. And what's funny is Emily D. Baker's channel was not started to call her out either. She's just a lawyer reading legal documents, but she was targeted. But I have not received any like hacking or any of that, so I have not had any of that happen. But a lot of people have. It's ridiculous. What's been going on? Ridiculous. Oh boy. I don't know about the dot either. Yeah. Nah. I don't think we don't have a dot here. We have the camera light that goes off and on. Do you see the camera light?
Yeah, I see the camera. She's talking about the live dot that I was talking about.
Yeah,
earlier.
I know.
It's
I know.
only client side.
Right, I get that.
Right.
I know. I'm just with the camera. I don't see the red dot. That's weird.
So see how that's gray? So if I
right.
click it, it turns red and skips forward.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
See, you're good.
Very interesting. Cannibal.
No comment.
All right, what is tomorrow going to be? I did not grab the wrong mouse. That's like coming up in the world. Okay, we've done this one. We might repeat that one though. So the next one I might talk about is another form of abuse, Munchausen by proxy. Yay. I hate this one so much because a lot of the time it involves children being harmed, and I might ugly cry. This.
Huh. Full circle. We're having full circle conversations.
Whoa, so he showed up in your town. Was he visiting friends or something?
Why is he in town?
Yeah, I mean, that takes it up a notch. If he's actually physically going to your location, then if there's any way you can document that, you need to. Ah, yeah. Nishna. Oh, wow. So you showed your best friend a picture of him and she saw him at the gas station by your house. Do you have a camera system, like a ring cam or something on your house? Because if you don't, I highly suggest it. Highly suggest. Like we just got a ring cam for Christmas from Marcus's mom, and that is a very useful and convenient Christmas present. That was a good present because I can be, wherever in the house, and I get notified if there's somebody like near the front door. So like if somebody's trying to go in the backyard, I'll also see that. Um, so not saying you do have a stalker, but just in case, it might be a good idea to get a ring cam. And it's a good idea to have one anyway. But then you can take clips from that ring cam and save them. So, and also, if you know the person who works at the gas station, maybe ask them if they've seen him as well. They could be good witnesses for you. Like the guys at our gas station, I've been going there since I've been living on this block, which has been, I think, over somewhere around 6 years or so. So I know all the people who work down there. Do you know what I mean? And yes, that's kind of freaky. Like if he's not there to see like friends of his or something, then why else would he be there? If he, lives 20 minutes away and he's sending you these freaky messages. I don't know. It's kind of weird. That would make me nervous. I think that would make most reasonable people nervous. And by the way, that's like a legal term I'm using there, kind of. Leslie let her do it for a while, then started to fight back. Well, it's not really. From what I can tell, Leslie was trying to. She was trying to not air her dirty laundry in public, and I get that. But when you're dealing with a stalker like that, you have to just tell everyone. As soon as it starts happening, tell everyone. Because stalkers, abusers, toxic people in general, they all like to work kind of in the dark where like their victim is isolated and alone and nobody else knows. It gives them more of a sense of power and control. So if you tell everyone, they lose that sense of power and control, at least to a degree, right? Now you may have extinction bursts and whatnot that will come from that, but that will be that stalker, toxic person, abuser, whatever, showing their ass in public. And then everyone can see what they're doing, right? So yeah. I'm sure KJ hates it now because KJ's being called out publicly now for her behavior. Which, I mean, if she doesn't want to be called out like that, then she shouldn't be treating people badly like that. She shouldn't be having her people mass flag and all this and that. And it's just not right, man. Yes, you can live stream through IG on your phone. Yes, she is nice to you on YouTube for the most part. Then on IG and Twitter, she's a whole different person, like a split personality kind of. I don't understand that. Like, I'm finding through a lot of the research I'm doing that a lot of YouTube content creators like act on here, and I wasn't aware of that because I'm usually, if I'm on YouTube, I'm watching stuff about ancient history. So I never looked at a lot of these content creators before. I wasn't into that. So like I don't understand that. I know a lot of the stuff I'm dealing with is rather dry, kind of serious stuff. So I'm not like doing skits and whatnot. But like I'm not acting. This is how I am. So I don't understand. I guess some people are just like that though. There's already so many people though that call her out a lot. I was a supporter. That's how I found Leslie and left and went, oh wow, okay. Yeah, I'm amazed by how many people were supporters of KJ and were like subscribers and members and like gave her money on super chats and all this and that, and she was mean to them. What? How does that make any kind of sense? That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be nice to your audience and whatnot, right? I mean, unless it's one of those restaurants where they're rude to you on purpose and that's like the theme of the restaurant, that's a whole different subject. That's not, I don't understand people being mean like that. And then she said that women should support women. But then she turns around and she goes after Tati Westbrook, Emily D. Baker, Leslie Bass, Leslie's sister, the Duggar family, all the women in the Duggar family. And then, I mean, the list is just on and on and on and on. The woman in the chat who lost her child. And, you know, all she does is go after women. She doesn't win. Does she build women up? That's my question. Right on. Well, yeah, I'm probably going to have to go here shortly because it's almost 2 hours. And I'm not trying to do like a 3-hour live chat. That would be weird. But yeah, quite often I check Twitter just in case, especially now that I have someone who's, currently dealing with a stalker. So, and I guess I'm gonna have to learn more about Instagram. So you might see me more on there as well. And maybe I'll do videos on there too, or live streams. I don't know how this works. I know nothing about Instagram. So maybe after I do this, I'll check that out because I kind of need a break from the researching. I think I need to take a break from that for a minute. Like I took a nap earlier today and I had like a horrible nightmare. So I think I'm going to take the rest of the night off. Yeah, Munchausen by proxy really, like I don't even know if I'll be able to do this video because it's so painful to me. I cannot stand the thought of a child being hurt. Like it just, the few times that I have actually, I didn't know that was actually a thing. I saw red. I got so angry that like my vision turned red. I thought that was just like a poetic whatever. No, it's a real thing. Someone was being abusive to a child and I do not handle that well. Okay, good. So, okay, good. Keep an eye on your security then. Because if you catch him coming to your house, if he steps foot on your property and you have video evidence of that, now law enforcement might tell you it's not a big deal, but if he's trespassing, he's trespassing. So, all right, I think I don't know what Marcus is doing, but I have dash cams and all. Man, isn't it wonderful that cameras are so small now? Makes me so happy compared to how they used to be. But that's good though. I mean, the way things are right now, you can't be too safe. And I don't think it's paranoia. A lot of people think, oh, you're paranoid. No, all things considered, no, it's not paranoia. That's just being careful and understanding the world around you. So, okay, let's see. Did I have? Yeah, I have other things on here. I don't know. I'll figure out what tomorrow's topic will be. Maybe I'll see what's on Twitter because sometimes things will pop up on Twitter. I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. I should do something on that. All right, well, I think I'm going to end this, but we don't have Marcus here to say bye, Felicia. So remember, you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. If your no is not respected, cut that person out of your life. And even if you have said yes, you can still say no anyway. And also, stalkers need to just stop. And you don't have to put up with being stalked. And it's not you. It is not you. It's not your fault. Okay. Bye, Felicia. Bye, y'all. And bye, Nicole. Thank you for being here, too, by the way.